Glaybo in the building. Keep the energy going. That's my apologies. I was having some technical difficulties on my end. It was not Glay. It was all me. Good to see you, Glay, man.
Yeah, man.
We in the building, bruh.
Shimmying in this mug, you know what I mean?
As you're joining, please make sure that you like. Just worry about the like. Don't worry about even subscribing yet. We'll earn the subscription, but make sure you hit that like. That's going to help boost the conversation, boost the algorithm, get as many different perspectives in the building as possible. Y'all know what the energy is all about here, man.
Yo, you didn't say the burgundy beanie.
I was about to say, that's kind of funny that we both got the burgundy on.
Type
That's
shit.
kind of funny. We both got the burgundy on. It was either burgundy or like a pinkish type of joint for me, but I went with the burgundy. Burgundy is one of my favorite colors.
Oh yeah, we gotta start coordinating the beanie. We could be the Beanie Boys.
The Beanie Boys.
The Beanie Boys. You know what I mean?
I ain't mad at that.
The Beanie Boys. What y'all think in the chat, man? What's good, chat? We back in the
I ain't mad at that. Yeah, let's catch up with the chat. We got a lot to catch up with. It looks like after your strategy, shout out to Big Bro Steve. After your strategy to win the war, but never alter your soul to keep the peace. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Not after. Alter your strategy to win the war, but never alter your soul to keep the peace.
Okay.
That's a heavy one, big bro. Mm-hmm. Good morning, afternoon to my OG family. It's going to be a great day. It is a great day. That is 100% a fact. Shout out to Big Bro Steve. Shout out to Finn. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Marcus Aurelius, the honorable man. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. I'm really trying to get more to that. I'm working on it. The most effective way to destroy people is to deny and obliterate their own understanding of their history. Well, damn. Because I think a lot of our convo today, I don't know where it's going to go, but I think this is a good reminder. And for me, like the more I'm seeing with a lot of this stuff, even with Epstein, like when I put on the thumbnail, what does this mean? The whole Epstein thing just makes me realize that all of this stuff is just put in place by people in power. The history is written by the people in power. The textbooks are written by the people in power. Like we don't know what is real, what is true. Like if we're the more educated we are, it's like the more ignorant we are. The more I saw this, and maybe this will be one of the posts that we start with. But a good example of this is with RFK Jr. and he's getting rid of. Hold on, let me show you this, Clay, real quick. Hold on, give us a sec. Since we're talking about it, let me see if I can find it. Did you see like RFK Jr. is now gonna force that's the wrong video. Now RFK Jr. is making doctors have to go through a nutrition education. I don't know if you caught that.
Okay. Yo,
yes, RFK Jr. I got it somewhere. I wasn't gonna hold on. Let me try to find it. But yeah, it's one of those examples of like these doctors are so smart. It's like y'all are dumb, because why is RFK Jr. pushing for nutrition to be a quality or have to be something that this type of training have to go through in order to get your MD? Why would RFK Jr. be pushing that, but not doctors? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's almost like if you think like you're thinking right now, like people would be offended. Like imagine having that conversation imagine having that conversation with doctor.
Yeah.
In the sense where you're like, hey man, like I understand you recommend this, but like why don't you guys know much about like they would immediately take defense to that.
100%. 100%. And that's the ignorance. We just assume that a lot of these people, because they have degrees, because they have these white coats, that they're actually more knowledgeable than they are. No, they just know what they were taught. And they learned it from people who were taught from probably a textbook that was even smaller than theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't focus on the obvious. And more importantly, are they taught the medical schools are sponsored by who? Big Pharma.
Big Pharma.
So that's now you're just getting an education, and really you think you're getting an education, but really you're just a sales rep. You know how like sales reps try to fake, and like I used to see people doing this. I don't know if I ever did it. I don't think I ever did it, but they try to act like they're a product consultant. like they know a lot about the product or or they know it's almost like a doctor's like consultant. No, you sell a product. You know a lot about that particular product. Mm-hmm. Now, you may grow in education in different areas and how to use that product, but all you know is that product. Mm-hmm. You know the product that you were taught. So that's not only the minds, that's not even just education, bro, or just with the doctors. Let's be clear. That's all of us.
A lot of spaces. Yep.
We only know what we were taught, whether it's religion, whether it's education, whether it's politics. We only know what we were taught, but we stand on it as if we know everything. And then when somebody challenges that, what happens? The people in power, they're like, oh, nah, Dr. Sebi. No, we can't do that. Yeah, we can't have that. He's healing cancer. Mm-hmm. He brought us to court and won and proved that he healed. Nah, we can't have that. Mm-hmm. Too much money we giving away. So
yeah. I saw Vaughn say doctors specialize. Shout out to my coworkers. Yeah, Vaughn, this is an attack on doctors. You know, this is an attack on the standard. This is an attack on complacency.
Can you pull that comment up?
Yeah, let's see. There you go. Yeah, so in my opinion, this is an attack on doctors, and any doctors that feel attacked by that, I think have an opportunity here at MEST. I think what we're focusing on here is that there should be more of a focus to be able to not only prescribe a solution, but also provide other things around that solution other than, hey, you can go to CVS pharmacy to get that, because a lot of doctors are doing that. So we obviously understand orthopedic, but a lot of people don't go to specialized doctors for situations. Some people don't even understand the difference per se. You know,
I don't understand the difference. Can you?
So like, I would think like if you're going to like a kid specific doctor, they may not, or a skin doctor who may know things about that are happening on the certain skin versus like your general doctor who may refer you to that other doctor, et cetera, stuff like that.
In any specialty, what you consume as far as the food in your body, you should have to have a significant understanding of nutrition. Whether you're an ophthalmologist, whether if you're a pediatrician, if you're an orthopedic surgeon, if you're a neurosurgeon, every aspect of what we put in our body controls or largely factors into the health of our body.
Yeah, I agree.
So just because somebody gives you it's no different than, okay, I have this course, or I'm going to start this program to teach people how to do public speaking. I'm just teaching them what I know. Like, I'm just teaching them from my perspective. So if there's something that is involved, and this is my whole point with the doctors should be educated enough to understand that when you're taking that Hippocratic oath to serve the people and to do your job with diligence, that you have to do your due diligence. Mm-hmm. It is very lazy upon doctors to sit back knowing damn well that they're in the position to understand how the healthcare system works more than anybody else, but they sit back and allow it to simply profit off of people without actually healing them. Mm-hmm. You cannot be a serious doctor if you don't take nutrition seriously. And that's another reason why when it comes to all these, you go into a doctor's office, half of them do they look healthy? Mm-hmm. Do they look like they're in shape? Do they look like they're following the advice that you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That they're giving other people? Yeah. It's lazy and it's selfish what these doctors do. You're taking money for performing surgeries, for, you being held in such regards by the common folk that see you in your white coats, and you know damn well that you have a limited tool bag. and you don't want to say anything because when you say something, you have to go up against the powers that be.
Yeah.
And then what happens is, Vons, you end up with a large percentage of the population that thinks they need a vaccine, but then the actual director, the former director, says, yeah, it was never a vaccine 5-6 years later. That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens because doctors were lazy and scared. So, and y'all know that I work work closely with a lot of doctors, specialists. So it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. If
you feel some type of way, then it's probably something internally, not anything that I'm giving off.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
That's my fault. We didn't stop the whole damn show.
No, it's RFK. Yeah, so he looked like. I mean, I don't know y'all's opinion. I only hear I only see the highlight film when it comes to him. It seemed like he going in there making motion. He got motion. Damn. So I'd be wrong to just see the highlight tape.
I'm an RFK guy, right? I'm an RFK guy. That's who I was voting for. RFK Jr. is completely owned by Israel, in my opinion.
Oh no.
Yeah. To me, and I have no really, like, how I look at RFK, I'm like, damn, the Epstein Files, especially how RFK Jr. speaks about himself, like he was a wild boy back in the day. They got something on him. I'm convinced. Like his political advisor or friend is Rabbi Shmuley. I'm not sure. That's the rabbi, that crazy rabbi that you've probably seen going back and forth with Candace Owens. He was actually Michael Jackson's spiritual leader.
Yikes.
Yeah, he was Michael Jackson. Bro, I saw this man slumped out drunk on Miami Beach, maybe during Art Basel. I came on the show and I talked about it, yeah. I was going to meet up with Franklin at some little spot on the beach.
Recently.
This is like a few months ago. I'm like, yo, Maya, I'm like, yo, look at this dude over here. I'm like, yo, that's Rabbi Shmuley slumped over in the corner. Yarmulke and all, looking obvious. Like, just washed.
Oh, no.
Washed, bro. That made me, and it makes me look at all of this stuff like, yo, these people are creeps. They're drunks. They're all people, like, powerful people put people in power who they can control. And how do you make sure that if you're trying to control somebody, how do you make sure? Do you just trust them? Do you think that these powerful people rose to these ranks just by trusting people? No, they established leverage on people. And that once they got leverage on somebody, they're good with you. So it has nothing to do with this is a good person, principles, morals. And this is just my opinion. When I see you slumped over like that, looking bad, and your people's around you not even telling you like, yo, you should probably get inside. Like, that just tells me a lot. And you claiming to be somebody's spiritual advisor, you're Michael Jackson's spiritual advisor, coming out. He was coming out talking about Michael Jackson. He could see him dying young. He was painting this picture of Michael Jackson taking all these drugs. This is when Michael Jackson was going through his beef that a lot of us, I don't even think, are aware of, when he was calling out certain things, calling out certain people, saying that, yeah, I think they're going to try to kill me, that type of stuff, that type of energy, very Charlie Kirkish, how Charlie Kirk's texts are coming out. There was a lot of Michael Jackson energy like that too. And it's like, what is Rabbi Shmuley even involving with? Like, what does this have to do with anything? They created, this is when Michael Jackson was trying to repair his image, and he created some organization, Heal the Children or something like that, with Michael Jackson. It was BS. Like, I was reading the transcripts for some interview yesterday with this rabbi and Michael Jackson, and I'm just like, yo, dude, this doesn't seem like, it just seems like a shady guy, conniving guy, bro. Conniving guy. My fault, Glay.
No, I looked up who he is.
Yeah.
I can't say I recognize him. Well, I've recognized him from something. I just don't know from what.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So the whole squad compromised.
Yo, that's what the Epstein Files show me, bro. Like, if it's terrible, of course, obviously, that these girls had to go through, getting trafficked and all this other stuff. Like, that's horrendous.
These kids are alive still, right?
Yeah.
They have to testify.
A lot of them are speaking out and whatnot.
Oh shit! I haven't seen one person testify.
Yeah, like there's documentaries on this stuff, bro. Yeah, so people are speaking out on it. And to me, what it does is, like, this just is one of those, it's like you needed a serious situation to highlight to the rest of us how corrupt this power system that we currently live in really is. Mm-hmm. Nobody cares, bro. And it goes, nobody cares because a guy like Epstein, like, why can he rub shoulders with so many people? Why is he rubbing shoulders with and giving prime ministers advice on certain things? Why is he around Donald Trump? How did he make all his money? Why does he have FBI or Mossad agents or leaders sleeping at his crib? You know what I'm saying? Like, all this type of stuff. We know what's going on. What do we say 2026? We know what's going on. He was working for Israel. And we sit back and wonder why Israel's controlling our government, but then we act like Epstein's not right there. It's like, yeah, clearly Epstein is like the oldest trick in the book. You know that if you control the brothel, if you can control the girls, the whores in the whorehouse, then you can get anything you want out of men in that town, men in that city, powerful men that visit that brothel. Then you control everything. Yeah, because people going to talk when they feel comfortable around some women, having a couple drinks, whatever it may be. They're going to slip up, and those women are going to, you could put them in compromising positions. As the technology gets better, then you could start setting them up on film, on camera, all this stuff. You could drug them.
Diddy energy.
This is an old play. This is an old play. So it just shows all this stuff that we talk about on a day-to-day basis. A lot of it that doesn't make sense makes total sense. It's just people trying to hide stuff, people trying to manipulate, people trying to leverage their power however they see fit. And I believe that this is why Israel is as powerful as it is. When it comes down to it, like, I don't know how else to look at it. Let's get into some of these videos because we got a bunch to go through today. So I want to give y'all some examples, and we just happen to fall on this topic first. So we'll start off with this. But listen to this conversation. So this is a conversation between Ehud Barak and I believe, hold on. Ehud Barak was, hold on. Let me just look it up.
That was my mic.
Ehud Barak. I know he was the former prime minister. I'm not sure exactly when. We can look it up but this is him talking to the former prime minister of Israel. Take a listen to this.
He thought there was two cyber companies. Look out, and even though I know Peter, I've never met Peter Thiel. And everybody says he sort of jumps around and acts sort of strange, like he's on drugs.
Smoking, yeah. He looks there under drugs.
However, he has a company called Palantir. Pallen Tier. Palantir is Peter Thiel's company. And look out.
Palantir, Palantir?
Yes.
How you write Thiel? Thielley?
Thiel.
Yeah. Lly?
No. Thiell.
Okay.
So he thought that Peter would put you on the board of Palantir. Peter Thiel is one of the best. I've never met him. He's going to come here next week. So I wanted to talk to him after I talked to you. Okay. He and Andreessen, it's called Andreessen Horowitz. Andreessen Horowitz, that's what they pay Larry $1 million a year. Just to advise them.
Andreas and?
Andreessen, Andreessen, and Horowitz.
And Howard?
Horo, Horowitz. Horowitz.
Horowitz.
Yes.
What they are? It's a lobbyist. What they are?
They are the biggest venture capital people in Silicon Valley.
Just to give some context, the main reason why I'm bringing this up is because Palantir and Peter Thiel. So I'm not sure if you've heard Nick Fuentes discussing Peter Thiel. He brings him up a lot when he talks about J.D. Vance. he was one of the people that was backing financially J.D. Vance early on to get him into a position where he went from a no-name to becoming the vice president, to have a book written after him, to have a movie on Netflix about his life. Largely, this was Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is also the former partner of Elon Musk. So he's a very influential person. But all of that is kind of irrelevant for this particular point. It's extremely relevant because Palantir is involved in a lot of the things that we see now, where it's a lot of the spy technology, a lot of the things when it comes to the overbearing technology that may be used, the recognition, different things that defense, law enforcement, all these type of agencies use. So that's over there. However, when it comes to just with this situation, you're wondering, like, why is Jeffrey Epstein even having this conversation with the prime minister? Like, why are you having a conversation with the prime minister and giving recommendations on who should be used for what? And that's just what Jeffrey Epstein was, bro. He was the fixer. He was everything. He was the guy that knew everybody because he had a very strong leverage, and his leverage, his tool of choice was blackmailing based on videos, blackmailing based on having young women, trafficking young women. That was his tool that he used to have leverage on a lot of the politicians, a lot of the governments. And the more I hear about him, I have to lean in the direction strongly that it's not like he was just out here. He did some work for the U.S. He did some work for Israel. Seems from what I've looked at that he was definitely more so doing work for Israel rather than doing anything as far as spying or anything for America. So it's interesting, bro. It's interesting looking at all this stuff. So man, there's different. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Glenn.
No, so J.D. Vance is snake.
Now, you mean like relatively speaking, or like a snake compared to Trump, a snake compared to just a snake, just a politician?
Okay.
He's just a pawn of. He's a pawn of power. He's just a pawn of the power structure, bro. That's what all this stuff is. He's just a pawn of the power structure, in my opinion. He's a pawn of the power structure. So Donald Trump is a pawn of the power structure. We just didn't know.
Yo, but so do these people not have to go to jail for this?
Who's going to put them in jail?
So, Glade, what is this? What is this channel?
The people that will put them in jail, that's who you get the leverage on.
So what is this? What is this? What is our podcast going to be about moving forward after these Epstein files?
To me, it's the same thing. This just shows us what it is. It's like, it may even get to the point where it's like, it's hard for me to believe that people didn't suspect that power works like this, or suspect that this was the case with Epstein. So unfortunately, I think that these Epstein files will come and go. I think they'll come and go. And there's been so much of a circus around them to this point that even what's in them, you know, it's almost like I sit back and wonder, it's like, do you just put a bunch of, like, since they've had the files for this long and they were acting like the files didn't exist, did they go in and did they take certain things out? Did they rub the black marker over a bunch of stuff? Did they add on some stuff that'll make it look insane? Did they add like things that weren't relevant, or certain emails that may have seemed like non-legit to delegitimize everything else? We just don't know. We just don't know. However, what we do know is that we're looking at our government, and our government is being controlled by Israel. Our government officials are trying to tell us that we need to support Israel. Israel's our greatest ally, while we're just sitting here kind of like, really? Like why? Like, I'm just trying to figure it out. We know. So all of this evidence that people apparently need, I don't think it'll actually do anything. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens from it. We'll see what happens from it. I'm sure it'll tarnish certain people's image, reputation to a certain degree. But
like, I don't have to register as a sex offender. None of that.
You said, say it again?
Cats ain't gonna have to register as a sex offender. None of that.
I guess it depends on what they can prove. Now you sent me something yesterday regarding Hillary and Bill, right?
Oh yeah, like they allegedly are going to testify.
So they're going to testify. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. This could easily, I'll tell you what, if a lot of this stuff is taken seriously, which I can see it going this route. Like I can see this being an option. But if things do start taking a serious turn or certain things get exposed and then people, like if one person gets in trouble, we know what that's going to do. Now they're going to start, well, how can I get out of trouble?
Yeah.
Now you start turning into one of these gangster rappers when they get in the interrogation room and it's like, well, what do you need? I just want to go home. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, Tekashi.
Right. So when that starts happening, then who knows where this can snowball into? That type of stuff could lead to the destruction of the country. I really believe that. It could lead to a new, let me say, not the destruction of the country, a regime change. That's what it could lead to, a regime change. And I don't know how that's going to go about. I don't know whether we go from democracy to whatever else, or we just have a new system where the people that are in power that are kind of out the way, the ones that Epstein worked for, not the politicians who Epstein was controlling, but the people that actually work for Epstein. I mean, the people that Epstein works for, they could say, man, forget it, man. We're going to lock all these people up. We're going to do this, do that, did it. But then they start exposing stuff. But I don't know. I know that it's hard for me not to believe that there's a lot of powerful people that are sitting behind the scenes who we've never even heard of and never will hear of. But those are the ones that are making a lot of these moves throughout the world, throughout the country. Controlling things.
Yikes. Okay.
That's just my opinion though.
Now, is this the full file?
No.
There's more.
The latest release is, I believe, 3 million files, and the total is supposed to be 6 million. But who knows if the total is 6 million? We don't know any of this. We don't know any of this. They could have literally just chat GPT'd some stuff and released it and said, yo, these the files. Like, we don't know any of this. And what I'm saying is we don't need to know any of it to really know what's going on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we shouldn't have to have all that.
Like, we know what's going on. Like, put it out. You got to put it out because you said that you were going to put it out. Now you looking crazy not putting it out. Put it out there. Show the transparency. Show the transparency.
Is there healing from this?
I don't know. Gotta ask God. Don't ask me. Ask God. You feel me?
Is niggas gonna bounce back from this shit?
And I think there is a lot of fear. To your point, I think a lot of people are fearing this and almost like, yo, like this could get crazy. I think that is a legitimate concern, but it is what it is. The police got to follow the rules that they enforcing, right? So politicians, lawmakers, everybody else got to be held accountable. Got to be held accountable. So this is a letter that was written, I believe, it's from Jeffrey Epstein and this is one of these letters where it's like a lot of these things that are said about Jewish people and how they look at the rest of us, the Gentiles. These are some of the interesting emails to me because I think it just gives a certain perspective of perhaps how the dominant culture of Jewish people, how they look at the world. Now, some people will say, well, this is just Jeffrey Epstein. Absolutely. Well, attitude reflects leadership. So if Jeffrey Epstein is talking to the highest people, the people at the top, then that culture tends to trickle down. So just wanted to look at, there were two emails in particular. And it says, the first one says, this is the way the Jew make money and made a fortune in the past 10 years, selling short the shipping futures. Let the Goyim deal in the real world. So all these Goyim and Gentile terms that they use to describe non-Jewish people, I don't know. I get offended by them. I'm like, I don't like the way that sounds. I don't like the energy of how you're using that word, that type of energy. But then I want to move on to this next one. So it's the same thread. But look what it says here. This is Sephardic leader Yosef. Non-Jews exist to serve Jews. So this is Israeli Sephardic leader Rabbi Ovadia Yosef in his weekly Saturday night sermon said that non-Jews exist to serve Jews. Goyim were born only to serve us. Without that, they have no place in the world, only to serve the people of Israel, he said during a public discussion of what kind of work non-Jews are allowed to perform on Shabbat. Why are Gentiles needed? They will work, they will plow, they will reap. We will sit like an effendi and eat, he said to some laughter. I don't know who he think he talking to. Like, we exist to just serve, man. Listen, bro. Damn. Glay, you slave, nigga. Damn. Slave. How does it feel, bro, to exist just to serve a group of people? And I'm not doing all the, well, this isn't every single Jew. Yeah, well, it's already understood, doesn't have to be explained. But when you look at certain things as a culture, I don't see a lot of people calling it out. I see a lot of the way that Israel's moving in this world, Bibi Netanyahu's moving in this world, always identifying them, Bibi Netanyahu, we're the only Jewish state. I always hear a lot of that energy. I don't hear a lot of energy calling it out, bro. It is what it is. Like, let's just stand on it. Y'all think y'all better than people. Overall, it's the culture. Oh, we're not talking about everybody. Yeah, well, every black person ain't out here shooting and selling drugs. Is that the dominant culture, though? Absolutely. From a cultural standpoint.
Boy, they got this shit on lock. They got this shit on. They got the refs.
For now?
Who next?
For now,
up?
bro.
Who next up?
For now. For now. That's all. Yeah. You know what's, so I went down this rabbit hole, or I always go down this particular rabbit hole, but they were talking about Trump's presidency, and then before that, with Biden's presidency, how I believe this is just a story that I read, that Israeli lawyers had reached out during the Biden administration saying that, hey, we may be subject to, war crimes based on what we're doing in Gaza. So their lawyers were worried that they were going to be charged for, legit war crimes. And America kind of played around with it a little bit. Biden's administration played around with it a little bit. And then Trump, obviously, we see his energy right now. But they had gone, like, what they were trying to decide is, because if a country is established or recognized as or convicted of committing war crimes, then America technically has to stop giving guns and support to their war efforts. And there may be something else like involving the United Nations as well. I was trying to read, like, you may get in trouble with the United Nations, but the United Nations doesn't anything. It's a fake law. It's like a fake government. Like, they can't enforce anything. They just make recommendations. But when it came to us, we just wanted to keep selling them weapons. We wanted to keep making money. We wanted to keep, the money that we give to them, the aid, obviously that's just coming. It's 95% of it, whatever, is just going towards buying guns from our own manufacturers and then sending them over to Israel. So it's corruption on every level. And to really understand, and it makes sense, it's like, to understand who's really running the country and perhaps who's running the world, obviously they wouldn't bank on a 50-50 coin toss of who wins, Democrats and Republicans. Yeah, obviously they're controlling both.
Yeah, that sounds silly.
Yeah, like, if I was the richest and powerful person, you think I'm about to flip a coin and determine whether or not I'm going to be successful, whether or not how profitable my business is going to be? No. I'm winning regardless. And I'm going to create a perception to the audience that I'm flipping a coin. But we already know who's going to win the wrestling match before. We're well aware. We already set up the t-shirts. We got the t-shirts printed out. We know how this is going to end. So it's funny. I guess it probably doesn't make sense to get into it. And apologies. I know you've been looking at the comments a little more than me. But I had a video that was supposed to stream over the weekend and didn't. But I had this video saved that was discussing the establishment of Israel and how these people claim the land, these people claim the land, and how it's going back and forth. That was really detailing the history of how Israel was created. And it's about a 10-minute video. We don't necessarily have to watch it. We've already been very Israel heavy on this show. But yeah, that's there too. Maybe we watch it a different day. But this is we gotta, and it's like it's like what's the number one defense you always hear? Like, oh, certain people are talking about Israel, or they'll complain, well, you only talk about Israel, you don't talk about it. Well, they're running the world. Like, what you want me to talk about? Second place, third place? This is how it works. Mm-hmm. Congratulations, you won. You're in first place. You're running things. And with that, once we realize who's running things, a lot of the attention is going to be focused on you.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So let me let's lean in a little bit more, if we may. Let's lean in. So this is U.S. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer boasting about fighting for aid to Israel. This is the energy. Is it on the screen? No.
For aid to Israel, all the fight for aid to Israel, all the aid that Israel needs. I will continue to fight for it, and we delivered more security assistance to Israel, our ally, under my leadership than ever before. We will keep.
Why is that something to clap for, to be proud of?
Yeah, church.
You know what I'm saying? We delivered more aid, bro. That's not your money. That's our money.
Dak with a refund.
Yeah, so when people, it's just funny because a lot of people conveniently, and this will be the next 3 years, it's all good, but a lot of people tend to be very convenient in looking at this situation as if Donald Trump's the first person to get in office and support Israel. No. We just thought that Donald Trump had the nuts to let him hang and not be controlled like everybody else is controlled. That's the difference. Like, this is a Democratic, what did they say? He's the Senate Minority Leader. Chuck Schumer. This is y'all boy. It's the same thing on both sides. You'll see both sides do the same thing, and we sit here and wonder like, oh, well, I don't know if Israel's controlling us. I don't. What are y'all looking at? This is obvious. If Muslims, if think about this, if Muslims had the power if Muslims had 10% of the power that Israel has and Jewish people have when it comes to America, we would wage war against them. Mm-hmm. We'd be going to war. Yeah. We'd be kicking. Well, I mean, look at what we're doing now. Imagine how it would be escalating. You know, instead of Charlie Kirk ending up out of here, baby.
Under my leadership than ever before. We will keep doing that, everybody. It is so important to give Israel what it needs and to protect itself from the many in that difficult region who want to wipe Israel off the face of the map. The fight.
And leave that comment up. Shout out to Paul. Go ahead, Glay.
Who is coming after Israel?
Everybody, bro. Really? Have you never done a toast? They're trying to kill us. They tried to kill us. They couldn't. Let's drink. Mazel tov.
Yeah, but niggas is waking up like, let's go get them.
Bro, this is what it seems like. It seems like to me, you keep stoking all these little fires. You stoking the fire with Iran. You stoke the fire with Iraq. You stoke the fire that now I'm learning with a lot of these Somali issues and stuff like this. Even back in when Somali had their civil war, I think it was like 1991 or something like that, when a lot of Somalis originally came here. Did any of them go to Israel as refugees? No, but it seems like Israel, they already wrote this down. So this is not like guessing work. If you just look at the clean break memo, the clean break memo was saying, hey, we're no longer seeking peace to resolve our issues in this region. We're going on the offensive. We're going to address, we're going to take over this country, that country, this country. So what it looks like from my end is that they'll befriend certain Muslim countries even. They'll befriend certain Christian countries. And they'll do it in ways, especially in that region, where they know that if they align with the UAE, then that may create some beef between the UAE and another one of their enemies. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, let's create chaos. Because when everybody's together, it's hard to attack. You know, it makes us look like the evil person. But when everybody's in chaos, we could stoke a lot of these fires, throw the rocks, hide our hands, and then conveniently figure out how we need to push our agenda and get that done, but make it look like the appearance as if it's somebody else or it's not just our involvement or stuff like that. That's what it seems like to me. And then going to Paul, shout out to Paul. Appreciate that, bro. Definitely appreciate that. Goes a long way. I'm not letting Israel and the Epstein Files ruin my Black History Month again this year. LFG, let's go. I think perhaps the best thing that people can do, if you really want to learn about some Black history, man, understand power and power structure and how it is going on right now. You know, learning about Black history, I mean, where are you going to learn it from? You know, I think learning about power and how that works could perhaps be just as important as learning, you know, history, depending on the history that you're learning or where you're learning it from. But that's going to be important for the future, you know, for the now, rather than getting stuck in the past. I don't know what if Black History Month has done anything, but probably more negative than positive, in my opinion. It's a goofy holiday. It's a goofy month, goofy celebration where we celebrate, where we allow the people that allegedly oppressed us to pick and choose which one of the Black people we're going to learn about, how we're going to learn about them. And it just creates I don't know, it's just a very submissive holiday, in my opinion. But that's just the energy I woke up to this morning, Glaze. It's not a negative energy. This is all positive, bro. When we learn and we understand how this all works, I'm actually excited. I'm actually excited to figure this stuff out, bro. It's heavy, it's dark, it's all of that stuff. But wouldn't you rather know about it? What's going on? Or I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Dang, my comments, I'm so far behind. Vaughn said, gave us the shortest month. Maya said, we can choose who we want to celebrate. Hold on. Maya said, we could choose who we want to celebrate. Look who Black people choose to celebrate in culture right now. You think now our decision-making is that responsible to where we're going to choose the right people to celebrate during Black History Month? Look at who we choose. Look at who our vice president chose. Our vice president chose Meg Thee Stallion. We choose niggas throughout our day. The same thing when we're scrolling on Instagram, when we're looking at what we're going to pay attention to. You think people on Instagram, the black people in America, the culture wants to hear about these conversations, or they just want to see ignorant shit online? So we're going to trust those people to then make the decision about who we celebrate? I mean, I guess so. See, what I think we need to do is understand how this world works and understand how we could constantly get manipulated. And maybe that'll create some excitement to then get people to learn for a reason or to learn with intention and understand that when you're learning this about Malcolm, when you're learning this about Martin, when you're learning this about the debate between W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington, when you're learning about Marcus Garvey, you go into it with the right mindset and understanding. But I get what you're saying. But I just don't think that that's enough, or something that we're actually responsible enough to rely on. Look at who we celebrate now. Why would it be any different? That puss, Morgan Freeman. Shout out to that puss. Definitely appreciate that. Morgan Freeman talking to a Jew about the holiday. Short clip. Yeah, that's a funny one. Have you ever seen that clip?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. We got to play that. That is a legendary Black History Month clip. Hold on. Let me pull that up. Morgan Freeman, Black History Month. It's probably, I know it's in the rotation heavy right now. All right, it's on there.
Black History Month you find
ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Like, but the audacity to, this is how this works, bro. This man is saying, that's how you know that they look at you as less than. It's like, oh no, that's a month. That's good enough for y'all. Y'all niggas is doing bad, but we don't know. We don't want that. We're actually doing so well. We don't want to be highlighters. We actually want to keep our success on the low. But y'all niggas, y'all keep celebrating y'all nigga culture. Keep doing it. Yeah. Keep going. Take Black History Month. It'll be good. You'll learn about MLK and how he and how weak his stance was on a lot of these things and how they got us into a lot of the issues that we're staring at today. And we can learn about how MLK walked us into a burning house, all these different things. But we'll only learn the part that keeps us submissive. We'll only learn that part. Yeah, we'll learn about how Rosa Parks, she stood up or decided to sit on the train, and how, Black women and all this other stuff, and Black women, all that. We'll learn about it. We'll learn about Madam CJ. And what is it doing? What is it doing? What we need to study for Black History Month, we need to study Jewish history. That may be the most beneficial thing that Black people can do for Black History Month. Leave the Negroes alone. Study Jewish people. Study some Indian people. Study a lot of these other cultures, rather than the ones that they're spoon feeding us to learn about, because we don't have the curiosity to go deeper than Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks. Come on, bro. Want to study the motherfuckers that lost. Yeah, let's study them. You think Bill Belichick is, let's go study when the Jacksonville Jaguars went those 5 seasons winning less than 5 games. Let's study them. No. Let's study the team that won. And then I'll have the proper, then I can have the proper perspective on how to consume now this other information, and I can call BS when it's appropriate on certain ways that they're trying to teach me about certain people in my history. That's just me, bro.
Yeah.
But I get it. We want to go to school. We want to see in the hallway how everybody decked out their pictures of MLK. We want to go to work and celebrate the DEI officers that are probably no longer there. But, that month out of the year, they get to tell Black stories and Black people that worked in the company. They get to highlight how they're so special and all that stuff. And then as soon as the month is over, we'll wrap this up till next year.
We'll be back next year.
Like, we'll see y'all niggas later. Come on, bro. I don't know, Glay. What you thinking? Let me Let me pull up some new videos, man. Give you something to comment on.
First day
Let
back.
me pull up some more videos, bro. Oh, let me finish this video. My fault. I didn't even finish this video.
I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism until...
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman. You want to say, well, I know this white guy named Mike Wallace. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Damn, he seemed like he was uncomfortable in there.
Morgan Freeman, one of them ones, bro.
You
never seen have you seen more of his videos like that?
No, I just really remember his acting roles.
Yeah. Nah, he's legit. He's definitely legit. I actually want to bring up something. It's actually kind of related to this, but it's involving sports. Hold on. Let's take a look at this real quick. Hold on. This is a video that I saw, and I guess it's relative to right now. Take a look at this video. Hold on. Oh man. Hold on, let me see. Go ahead, Clay. You could
Okay. Romulus, appreciate it, man. Showing love. Thank you, man. As always. Study both. You study the planes that make it and the ones that don't. The planes that don't make it, it tells you where to put the armor so more will. I feel like that's a good perspective. What you think about that?
That's a cool perspective.
You don't seem like you like that.
Well, I mean, don't we study the ones on a normal basis, the people that don't? Like, isn't that why we're at the bottom of society? Like, don't we study the people that didn't make, like if we have so much to complain about right now, then clearly the people that came before us, like there were certain things that they may have took us from this step to this step, but clearly we're saying that we're complaining in where we are right now, saying that we need to go somewhere else, right? We're still complaining about racism. We're talking about DEI. We're talking about all these things, right? So you can choose whatever balance you want to learn from. Cool, but I'm looking at these planes that are working. I've spent a lot of time looking at the planes that haven't worked. I feel like that's what's fed to us for a reason on a consistent basis. The things that don't work. I mean, don't we have plenty of examples of that?
I see what you mean.
But it gets to a point where if you took 100 kids and you said like, okay, half of y'all are going to learn how to become a great dad by having a terrible dad. And the other 50 of y'all are going to learn how to become a great dad by having a great dad. Out of those kids, who do you think is going to have the better results?
The one that learns direct.
I think we've had a bad dad long enough to where we can focus on and just developing good kids and good men by just having great fathers. That's my only point. But okay. I understand completely what you're saying. I just think we've had an overwhelming amount of learning what hasn't worked, what doesn't work. And for us to truly understand what doesn't work, we don't even have the education, like the proper lens when we're looking at a lot of our history to understand what's the BS around this stuff. Like we're not even, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't even have the understanding to look at something that didn't work and properly figure out why it didn't work, because we don't even know what working is. Like we don't even know what that even looks like. Well, this works. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, yo, I need to figure out how to learn before I start learning bullshit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need to figure out how this all works. I need to figure out the system and how it all works. So that way, when I'm reading something, I can read it through a lens of an understanding where it's like, okay, if it's biased one way or another, then I understand what it's trying to do. I'm going to look at, who published this book? Who wrote this book? Who funded this book? But I'm never going to ask those questions until I understand really how the world works. So, but I get the point that you're making, though. I get the point that you're making.
Yeah, it's almost like if it happens the way that like we're learning so much on the tail end of stuff, we're having to undo what we have learned. And you're just saying if you learn it right the first time, then you don't spend as much time concerned about what isn't working and what's not functional. Yeah.
Correct. But that's just me looking at it. There could be a thousand other ways that are better than me. I'm just saying what my approach to it is. But yeah.
Morgan Freeman not in the Epstein Files, right?
I don't know.
At this point,
they had like Russell Wilson in there trying to buy a plane. I feel like they're gonna try to do that rather than to focus on the actual things. We saw the clip. Oh, you weren't here yesterday. We saw the clips of like the head of the Department of Justice was pretty much saying like he was getting asked the question, like, are we ever going to find out the names of the people that were harming the girls? And he's like, well, what makes you think like if we had names, don't you think we'd be arresting people that and it's like, wait, you don't have names? How do you not have names? You get what I'm saying? So clearly, yes, when intelligent people get up there and make a fool of themselves, they're trying to convince us of something that they know is not true. That's how I take it. So I don't think that
they got no names.
Bruh, that's what they're saying. Like the dude asked the question and they were pretty much saying like, yo, what? Like, what a stupid question almost. And he's like repeated it in a way that made the guy look even dumber. It's just like, well, yeah, we're acknowledging that there were crimes happening, right? And because the guy said that they kept certain things out of the video. So they kept anything that had to do with murder, anything that had to do with exposing women. Like they kept a lot of the more vulgar stuff out of the release. So based on what you decided to keep out, then you're kind of acknowledging that there was some of that stuff in there. Mm-hmm. So the guy's asking like, okay, well, in like the videos that you're seeing these weird things or nasty things happening, are you ever going to expose the guys? And the response was, well, what makes you just assume that, well, if we had the names or if we knew who it was, we'd be going after these people. And it's like, what? So they're going to try their best to silence or to confuse, to, put this out in whatever light that's going to hit the least, be the least triggering, I guess, to make an impact that could potentially cause some sort of uprising. I don't know.
This joint sound like the what is it? The Articles of Nicaea.
Hold on. So this is Oh wait, my fault. Oh, you had my fault. I didn't know you had something to Evan on the screen.
Oh, before, I thought he made a good point about like I just put it up there to flex it.
Okay. All right. Because this is Ev wrote, my question is, do blacks control anything in their own culture, or are you guys just being manipulated by other races and that's your history?
I'm not mad at that.
Evan, I'm assuming that you're not black. Is that safe to assume? So why is Evan asking these questions that black people are not asking?
It's almost like he's noticing something we're not.
It's like they're sitting back and it's like, it almost gets to that pity place where it's like, we talk about racism as if like racism towards Jewish people is different. This is what the conversation I was having a while ago with Unc. Like if there's people that are racist towards Jewish, it's different than the quote unquote racism towards blacks. Like to black people, it's almost like, oh, like, yeah, we just feel bad for them. Like they're just not, like they can't help themselves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we going to expect from them? Like that's the type of racism that it comes to black people. Like, I'm not saying that Ev just wrote this saying what I like with the like mindset of what I just said, but that's what it is. When a non-white person is asking, or a non-black person is asking, my question is, do blacks control anything in their own culture, or are you guys just being manipulated by other races and that's your history?
A spade, huh? Yeah, that's a spade. I'm not mad at that.
Oh my God.
I'm not mad at that take at all. How's my mic, Glenn?
You good. You good. I think it is. Oh, hit it one more time. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You solid.
Yeah.
You solid.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that take.
How would you answer it?
I'm gonna say no. We don't control anything in the culture, but what we choose to want to put on display, like what we choose to make cool. Like we are in control of that, but I almost feel like we're just led. Not even led. I just feel like the people that are in front of the line are just so goofy that it don't even matter. Like, even if we did have control over certain things, the people that are like representing the culture they're goofy. So then it's just like, well, we might as well just say we don't have control, even from the people that are front runners in our culture. And are you guys just manipulated by other races? Clearly. I mean, I think we talk about, especially and even in the music industry, when we talk about how they'll give a deal to a rapper who's talking about I'm gonna kill, steal, spin the block, et cetera, but they don't allow that type of music to, come from their culture, et cetera, et cetera. So that alone, they'll look how the Jews run the labels and benefit from the joint. So, and then they make it your history. And as we've been doing our research about who these owners of writing these encyclopedias and who are these books, and like that clip I sent you the other day where it's just like, damn, if you're not alive or you're not the victor to tell the history looks a little different when you didn't catch the dub. So it's just like, as we're just now opening this stuff, I want us to all know it's 2026. We are just now opening, for me at least, though, but I feel like there is a true movement of people unpacking a lot of things that have been told to us and then finally questioning it with substance and not being canceled and not losing momentum enough to stop it. Like, we're getting the honest vibes of stuff, and now people are just electively choosing to not buy in to what the truth is. But it's clear as day that a lot of propaganda, a lot of fear mongering, a lot of manipulation when it comes to history, what we know, what we don't know, et cetera, et cetera. This stuff is obviously obvious. So it's just like, yeah, it doesn't surprise me one bit that Black people are just being manipulated like little puppet dolls for somebody else's benefit. But I also think it's also showing that other cultures as well too are in the same space. But I think the deeper frustration when it comes to Black people, I felt like we had the opportunity, and still have, but we had the opportunity where we have people in places that can make something shake, but it's just like we always looking to sell out and go kiss a wall or go dancing somewhere. It's like, damn, we never want to keep it for the culture. We never want to keep it so it lasts for somebody else. We always want to exploit it. We always want to hit the gas on it, burn out all the resources, and then it's just like we just don't care about who comes behind us.
And that, to me, is one of the reasons why I know that slavery was a choice. Slavery had to be a choice, because all these other cultures that we talk about, when it comes to what somebody wrote earlier, I think somebody wrote, was it Finn or was it Steve? When they wrote, as far as if you control a group of people, you just completely get rid of their history. Like if a people don't understand their history, then you can walk them anywhere because they don't know, they have no recollection or how do we learn? We learn through experience. So if you take away somebody's experience, a whole group of people, then now you pretty much, now you're birthing like an entire group. Like, imagine if you, as you who you are, BK, you just lost all your knowledge right now. You'd be starting over from scratch. You're starting over from scratch as an adult, where your brain is not as this is like the whole neuroplasticity. Like, it's not as easy, let's say, for you to learn. Also, you got to still pay bills. You're a grown man, so now you got to get treated like an adult, but be put remedially, with classes and stuff like that. It's a very difficult position to be in. It's a very difficult position to be in. So when I say that this shows that slavery was a choice, it seems like other groups who went through slavery, it seems like this. I don't know if this is the case. They didn't lose as much of their history and understanding of their history as much as black people did. If you ask the majority of, let's say you took 100 black Americans, not even black people born in America. I think that Haitians, Nigerians, other people like that, immigrants that come in, they have a better understanding of their history. Mm-hmm. But if you just took black Americans, who would even know their great grandparents' names? Who would know anything before slavery, and not even like during slavery, not even really truly understanding slavery, but just what was taught to us in school? Who would know? How many kids out of those 100, how many adults out of those 100 would have any knowledge about what life was like, where we came from, what we were doing before, what religion we were practicing, what were our traditions? Nobody would know anything. I would bet my money that 90% of those 100 people would not have any knowledge in that area. And I feel like I'm being generous.
Anything before slavery.
Yeah. So that means that when people were slaves, for those 400, 500, whatever, the years are, 300, however whatever. That means that it was a decision made by a parent to not teach their kids their history because they made the choice, they made the decision that although I'm robbing my kid and perhaps putting these next generations in a position to where they will always be manipulated and they will never get back this knowledge unless I pass it down to them. Mm-hmm. They're making that decision. Now, of course, it's a difficult decision. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's a difficult decision, but they're making that decision to never teach those kids that history, and therefore everything gets lost. We become a lost people. Out of all the people on the planet, where's our home? Where are black people from? We came over on the transatlantic slave trade. We don't even know what country we came from. We don't even know. But when you look up the numbers of the transatlantic slave trade, it doesn't even, bro, we didn't come over on the transatlantic slave trade. Like a lot of us were already here. We don't know of any of this stuff. It's conspiracy theory when I sit down with a Moor or a Freemason and they're teaching me about history and they're saying, well, the Nile River is actually the Mississippi River. But when people came here, they tried to get us all confused. We didn't come across the Atlantic. We came across the Mississippi. And therefore, we got all discombobulated. The Native Americans, the quote unquote Native Americans, they sold us out. They sold out our trade routes and everything like that. That's why they have some of the benefits that they have right now where they get their own territory. They get all these things. They get to go to college for free. Why don't black people get that stuff? Now, everything that I just said, I understand how it comes across like just a conspiracy theory. I understand that because that's how it came across to me at first, where I was like, nah, like I started trying to qualify what I was learning based on looking in books or looking for resources that I'm like, yo, these are just completely biased. So how will I ever know? I'm checking what somebody told me that comes across like a conspiracy theory because it wasn't what I read in my textbooks. So how do I confirm this stuff? Now I got to go on YouTube. I got to listen to Tariq Nasheed. I got to look at Dan Calloway's videos. I got to do all of this stuff. And deep down in me, even though I learned from these brothers that have put in countless hours in trying to learn history, there's a part of me that's just like, is this legit? Compared to if I read it in a textbook where I would just say, oh, yeah, that makes sense, whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's just a constant struggle, bro. It's a constant struggle when it comes to all this. But this whole conversation, bro, it goes back to what was said earlier. If somebody doesn't understand their history, bro, they can get misled and led in whatever direction people in power who have influence want them to be in. That's just how the world works. Mm-hmm. Let me play this. I want two videos. Now I want to play this other video. How the wealthy have manipulated us. I want to play this video, and then I want to remind me to play the NFL video that talks about black coaches. I want to get into that conversation. But let's take a look at this first.
So, rich people create jobs. So, we should all be grateful to rich people.
Rich people don't create jobs. Rich people, i.e. wealthy people, own all the stuff that we need to survive because over several hundred years, they have enclosed all of the resources that we need to survive. And then they use that power over everyone else's survival to force people to work for them for less than what they deserve. And the only option you have is work or die, basically. The way that we got to that point was through basically dispossession.
You want to just briefly touch on the history of enclosure? I mean, that's a big one.
This is what Marx and Marxists call primitive accumulation. It's a very important understanding of the way that capitalism developed, right? Because the liberal story of how capitalism developed was that we were all, in our little huts, and one person decided that they would start making shoes, and another one decided they were going to start building boats, and they wanted to trade with each other, but there weren't any markets. So thankfully, we all figured out how to trade with one another, and then we created capitalism.
It sounds funny when you...
I know, it's absurd, right? It's just, that's what they teach you in Economics 101. The central thing that makes capitalism is not markets, it's capital. And what is capital? It's basically your control over the means of production. So the stuff we need to produce everything. That was land initially. And the enclosures were a process whereby previously common land that was used to kind of graze cattle amongst villages and was kind of held collectively was enclosed into private patches. And it meant that people who had previously relied upon subsistence to be able to survive were no longer able to rely on subsistence to be able to survive. At the same time, you had the rise of industrialization. So you had big industrialists who needed workers, but workers were not willing to leave their places where, life was extremely hard, but they were rooted in their communities, and they weren't willing to kind of give all that up to go and work for an extremely meager wage and also a highly significant chance of death or injury. So what happened was they were forced off the land. The whole idea of primitive accumulation, of enclosure, was to create a landless class of peasants who had no choice other than to sell their labor power in order to survive. And you see this process continuing all around the world today. When they tie your healthcare to your job, or when it becomes impossible to buy a house without an extremely large salary, when it becomes even impossible to rent without an extremely large salary, you end up in this position where you are faced with this choice of work or die, work or be out on the streets. And that isn't a process that's happened naturally. It is a process that has been guided and directed by people who wanted to exploit human labor and use it to augment their profits.
That's a good one, Glenn. You gotta send me that. I want to watch their whole episode.
Yeah, that was a dope clip that I saw, man. It put some things into perspective. It questioned, I started thinking about how I've previously looked at taxes and rich people paying the taxes. I have had that mindset where it's if you creating jobs for people, then you damn well better get some breaks because that's how our system works. But in a lot of ways, that is, even though I've looked at it like that in the past, this video made me question, a lot of those views, and I haven't even really formulated, exactly where I am on it now. But it did make me question a lot of this stuff where, you have control of certain things that people need, then you can just enslave them and have your profit margin be just a little bit different than what it was before. You pay people, instead of maybe giving them a house to live, on how slaves used to live on a plantation, instead of giving them a home or instead of giving them this, we'll just pay them. And actually they'll have to now go buy a home, but we'll just own the land or the home and therefore they'll have to buy that. But you get what I'm saying? It's just a big, it's just the system.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that little animated clip of I want to say it was Caesar, and it was a bunch of these Indians or maybe even black people. It was this chubby guy. And then they came down and said, all right, all you slaves, you're free now. And then he was the black guy was yay, we're free. And they got so excited. And then he was but we're going to charge you for where you live, where you stay, what you do, et cetera, et cetera. He was but we're still in slavery again. You never seen that clip?
Yeah. Come on back. Oh, don't worry. We'll hire you.
Yeah. So now you guys are our employees. And then he was get back to work. And then it was it's so crazy because the correlation is it don't matter if they put the name title slavery on it or not. You in the same position. Y'all just feel better not being called slaves.
And you think that it's not. So therefore you can embrace it. We've embraced all these things.
You're excited.
Job. Even though, who was it, Rockefeller or did Rockefeller say that the intention of the Board of Education was not to build thinkers, but to create good workers? That's what school was all about. How do we create workers? How do we create structured thinkers that we can control the way they think, the way that they operate, control their resources, all of this stuff, bro? This has always been about that. It has always been about that. Look at how we're bending the rules right now, when we had Trump initially coming out talking about we're going to have American workers, force this, force that. He was coming out saying that we shouldn't even be able to use H-1B visas, even though he was taking advantage of it. He actually said, yeah, I've taken advantage of it, but we shouldn't be able to. And now he's oh yeah, we need H-1B visas. Yeah, American workers, we're not smart enough to handle all this stuff. Oh, we need people working on the farms. We need people, we need these illegal migrants. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna deport them, but then give them a green card or access or H-1B visa. So we're deporting them, but then bringing them right back the right way. So you're only bringing back the people that you need, like for the things that you need. Like this is what all this is about. So whether you're doing it on your end to appease the elites and the people that have, the money, the wealthy, or the Democrats are doing it on their end to bring in the next voting base, y'all all are doing them for your own personal gains rather than for the good of the country.
I pulled it up. You want to watch it?
Yeah, throw it on.
Yeah, check it out. It's pretty.
Is it? It's just that I
Y'all can hear it.
promised to free them. Promised the slaves you'd set them free.
And he gave each one an apartment.
Leave it to me. By the powers vested in me by Caesar, the Senate, the people of Rome, and whatnot, I set you free.
We're free now? For real?
Yes.
Wonderful. We really appreciate it, don't we?
Great. Oh, may I remind you to hand in the keys to your apartment?
But we were under the impression they'd been given to us.
When you were still slaves, but alas, no more. Now you'll have to pay rent. It costs 15 sesterces a week,
15
I believe.
sesterces? That's a hefty sum.
But the good news is, it just so happens we have positions currently available in construction. The salary is 15 sesterces per week. Do you accept?
It's an interesting proposition.
Done! You're hired. Shouldn't your workers be working?
What do you lazy bums think Caesar pays you for? Get your butts back to the construction site and get to work!
I call that slavery.
Very effective. No. I am a senator. What?
Damn. Right in your face. Just flat out right in the face. Yeah, so...
Damn.
It's wild as night, man. No cap.
Yeah. And earlier, matter of fact, I saw my man Andrew Dufresne. He hadn't seen that Morgan Freeman clip. Like when you see Shawshank Redemption, and Morgan Freeman was in Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, okay. I think
that's another reminder. We got to check out that video. I got to watch The Matrix because y'all were frying me yesterday.
Oh, you never seen The Matrix?
Friday. Nah, I've never seen it really from start to end. Like
it's a lot of them though. It's like a whole little like joint. It's multiple. It's like Star Wars. It just keep going.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go back and watch it. Like I remember when it came out, I was probably in middle school, ninth grade, maybe 8th or 9th grade.
Yeah.
No, maybe 6th or 7th grade, something like that. I don't know. I remember my bro James Sherrill, he was watching it one time at his crib, and I just couldn't get into it. I'm like, yeah, I'm good on this.
That's when all that stuff with the like all that slow.
Yeah. I always knew. I saw those clips, of course.
Yeah.
Like I've seen certain things and certain references to the Matrix. It's funny because it looks like you're frozen on my end in this position.
Really? And then remember, Diddy did like his music video. Like I think he had a music video where he tried to like reenact it to some music shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he had one of his songs were like a spin-off of like little clips in the Matrix and shit like that.
Yeah. Is Diddy in the Epstein Files?
He might have been trying to create his own island. Anybody associated. So where do people that support Trump go from here? Considering
that's a good question.
Because I understand, like, it's one thing he's been compromised, and I still see a lot of support for him. Okay, cool. Y'all want to support him. I don't get your infatuation with supporting this nigga so fucking much anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But where do you go here where what I've heard allegedly happened on that damn island? Where do we go? Like, are you still supporting this shit? Because I don't know how this would blow my mind if people are like, yeah, that's a separate issue.
You saying specifically to Trump?
Yeah, like because I felt like I heard
Trump still holds strong that he never went to the island. So until he says otherwise, then I don't think he's gonna, like, to your original point, where do people that support him? People that are supporting him now, it doesn't really have anything to do with policies unless you're just a Zionist and pro-Israel. That's the only reason why you would be supporting Trump from a policy standpoint. Other than that, you're just a fan, bro. When does it actually matter? All those things that you're looking at it from a mature standpoint, that has nothing to do with whether or not you support somebody.
Damn.
Look at everything we support, bro. We know that we'll support something that we know is not good for us, but it just feels good. It's just engaging. We support it. Donald Trump is exciting. So just like the news, they give him the news, whether you're Fox or MSNBC. MSNBC probably wanted Donald Trump to win, and CNN probably wanted Donald Trump to win more than Kamala Harris. It's just better for their ratings. They'd rather have an op. When you arguing with somebody and fighting with somebody, it's more exciting than when y'all cool. Oh, y'all cool now? All right.
Right.
Oh, your people in power? All right. Nah, we need to unite and fight against something. That's what really riles people up and creates that sense of unity, or just, I guess, curiosity in a lot of ways. But your original question was where I think that this is an interesting time in America, because the same question can be asked on the Democratic side or on the Democrat side. It's like, what are Democrats doing? Like, let's not act like Democrats also didn't have their lowest approval rating of their politicians. So now you have the Democrats thinking that, you got the Republicans hopefully thinking that. Where do we go? This has probably been, in our lifetime, I guess I'll ask the question before I state it as a statement, but in our lifetime, has there been a time where there was this much distrust in our politicians, in the government, in the history of our country? Has there been this much distrust in the government? I mean, even when you look at the civil rights, they're the dominant, or at least what's presented to us is that, black people were asking white people, asking the government to help fix things. So that shows a certain amount of trust, I guess, in helping fix things. Now we've gotten to a point where it doesn't matter what color you are. You don't trust the government. That's a scary place to be in, where leadership has lost power. They're losing control. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of access to different influencers. There's a lot going on right now.
There's a lot of motion.
There's a lot going on right now. It's a lot going on right now. So, and that's the thing. Finn just brought up a great point. The easiest way to control people isn't force, it's distraction. Keep them entertained, and they'll never notice the cage. Right now is probably the first time where the entertainment, see, now our entertainment, this is why the Epstein stuff is so dangerous, because this stuff is entertaining. Like it's engaging, you know what I mean? And maybe entertaining is, I'm not saying entertaining like, yo, let's watch the game, even though that may be what it is for a lot of people, but it's very engaging. So normally they try to distract us with the things that are going to catch our attention, because they take us away from what's really happening and what's really going on. This just happens to be a situation where right now we have the least amount of trust in our government, in the people that are controlling things. And the thing that is most exciting for us to talk about, the Epstein is more exciting than the Super Bowl. I didn't even realize who was playing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, who is in that motherfucker?
Like, it's the Seahawks and the Patriots.
Damn,
Nobody really cares.
And
People
I
are
did see it.
huh?
I said, oh yeah, I did. I do remember seeing it now.
Yeah, like I remembered it, but I wasn't really like, oh, the Seahawks playing.
You going this year?
Yeah, we actually head out tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we head out tomorrow. We're gonna go there. We're leaving first thing Sunday to be back and watch the game. So we're just going to a couple of events. Going to see Capitan.
You might
see
DC.
DC.
That's what I was. Oh, okay. That's what I was gonna say.
That's the only reason why we go.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we only go because Cox, he runs a bunch of those events out there.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so that's why you typically see Grimes and stuff like that. But
I saw Grimes cut the hair.
Yeah, he cut his hair. Yeah, he cut his hair. Yeah, man. All right, let me play this one video, finish off on this topic, and we'll kind of go from there. Is it on the screen, Glay?
No, I'll hit it.
Good luck. All right, good luck.
Oh, I remember this.
10 head.
Oh, you seen this before?
No, I just know him. These guys are always arguing.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
10 head coaches were hired in this cycle. None were Black Americans. How's that happen? Because the majority of the coaches that are hired are offensive coordinators. But the majority of offensive coordinators are former quarterbacks. And until you get those Black quarterbacks that retire and become Black OCs, then they will become the head coaches. Of the 21 offensive coordinator vacancies that are about to be filled, only 2 are Black coaches. One is Eric Bieniemy. The other is Mike McDaniel. Meanwhile, Zach Robinson, former quarterback, white dude. Tommy Rees, former quarterback, white dude. David Blough, former quarterback, white dude. Sean Mannion, former quarterback, white dude. So the pipeline to becoming a head coach in the National Football League is an offensive coordinator. The pipeline to becoming an offensive coordinator is typically a former quarterback. And we just now have a Black quarterback pipeline. So when people try to say there are systemic issues both in society or systemic issues in the NFL, these are the systems we're talking about. You're going to see a lack of minority coaches because you have a lack of minority offensive coordinators, because you have a lack of minority quarterbacks.
Okay.
I don't know about this one.
So
here were my thoughts. I ain't gonna put you on the. Go ahead.
No, what you thinking?
Like, we make everything black and white and this, and even when you look at like the ownership of the NFL, like the NFL, I think a lot of people get confused by looking at the labor force and thinking that that's what the business is. Like, a lot of people will look at the NFL and say, yo, that's a black business. Like 80% of the players are black. No, that's the workers. That's the labor.
Right.
The owners are not 80% black. It's not a black-owned league. So you just expecting black people to be hired as coaches just because they run the fastest and we're the strongest and we tackle the best and we play the game the best, that doesn't mean that we're going to have coaches. It also doesn't even mean, and I'm going to look at this from a bunch of different angles. So please push back. But it also doesn't mean that, like, I never grew up wanting to be a coach.
Never.
Like, I don't think that a lot of black people get into football because they want to be a coach. I think the goal is to play, and you kind of almost look down on, like, not look down on the coaches, but there's no comparison a coach to a player. Like, there's no comparison.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you a head coach at what. Look at our homie. Our homie just became the head coach for the Buffalo Bills, Joe Brady. That's our homie. Joe never touched the field, at least not when I was there. I don't know if he touched the field when you were there. No, I'm just being real. So he understood at a very young age. You told me the other day that y'all sat in the locker room next to each other, and he told you he was going to be a coach.
Yeah.
I've never had that aspiration.
Yeah.
Now, I think a lot of people do get into coaching. A lot of black people do get into coaching. I just think that we're more focused on the playing. Now, with that said, obviously, when you have white owners, I'm not surprised that they're hiring white people to coach and to run the field. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm sure it's some of what Emmanuel Acho's saying. I don't know if I buy into that completely. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I buy into that completely, but this whole pipeline and stuff, but we ain't waking up really trying to be coaches. Like, I'm very convinced that Coach Shoup, who we always talk about, he probably knew that he had no chance of going to the NFL or maybe even playing in college where he wanted to play. And a lot of those people, I think, make decisions based on what's practical and say, how can I still be a part of this sport?
Yeah.
And they get into coaching. But I'm sure there's a bunch of different sides here that are true. It's just a conversation that will continue to be had because you have a organization, you have a business that the main labor is one group, but the main ownership doesn't look like it. So it just is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
but they don't even be trying to cop shit. It's like all these athletes, all this. It's not like they're even trying to own teams to even be in a position to be able to. If that was truly black folks' concern, then they would make that.
That's a big if.
Okay.
Niggas don't care, bro. That's why.
That's what I was. That's what I was reiterating.
Yeah.
I'm like, if y'all really wanted that type of motion, then y'all would make the change, but y'all don't want that. But y'all, it's so interesting that they keep complaining about every league and who runs and owns the league, but all they do is get their money and dip. Like they don't, like y'all complaining about PWIs, but y'all send all y'all kids to PWIs. Y'all complain about this, that, and third, but y'all mismanage when y'all do have these schools and y'all snatching the money or y'all, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, look what Deion Sanders went through at Jackson State just to make them a legitimate, decent contender in the MEAC. Like, y'all made that man go through hell and high water. And it's like, y'all don't even allow the door to be open to make it pleasant for these kids to be like this, or the parents or these former athletes to ever come back. Now it's like a trend to like go get an old player to come back because it looks good, you know what I mean, for Deshaun Jackson to come back to this HBCU, Alcorn State or Michael Vick. And I'm like, I see what y'all doing here, but nah, like them boys going with a bread at. Like
y'all really trying to do this before Prime? Because Prime make it look cool, and he gonna have the music playing, and he got his son, or like were cats really trying to? You telling me that all of these players couldn't go back to their HBCUs and get coaching jobs? Like y'all couldn't do that before Prime did it? You know what I'm saying?
I could go back to me and you can go back to our former white school and go get a coaching job. Right. I'd be damned if a Hall of Famer athlete can't go back to his predominantly black school and not go. Y'all just don't care about that shit.
Right. And Ev, I'm agreeing with you, Ev. You had an earlier comment as well that I agree with. Nothing stopping players from acquiring ownership. They would gladly take their money. Or you could start your own league. To me, it's just so weak. Like, I'm just over the whole complaining and then not willing to take a risk that the people that you're complaining about were willing to take. Go take the risk. Go start your own league, bro. You don't deserve to have an opinion on this the same way that the owners have an opinion on it because you didn't take the risk that the owners were willing to take.
Simple as that.
So it's bro. And once Ice Cube set up the big three, it just, to me, I just looked at everybody funny. Like, all your Ice Cube, bro. Ice Cube ain't even into sports. He didn't make money playing sports as an athlete. Mm-hmm. He wasn't on the plantation, like all that. He was on a different one, maybe. But as far as being on the field, like, there's no excuse. If you want to start your own league, you can start your own league. And I think a lot of this mindset, it's like people start getting a little bit. People start feeling themselves a little bit too much. Like perhaps like what we're seeing with the WNBA. How they held out. The league hadn't made money for years. I don't think that they've been profitable ever, actually. But then they start thinking that they deserve certain things and all that other stuff. And maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do. But I think the owners pretty much said, nah, we're not giving y'all that. And we're going to see what happens with the WNBA now. I don't know if they're in a strike or if they're trying to create another league, but yeah, it seems like it seems like there's getting ready to be a humbling experience that happens with a lot of these women's basketball players. Put up the bread. Where's all the successful women at? Where's Oprah at?
Where Beyonce?
Where's Serena at? Ask some women to put up the bread. Why won't they put up the bread? Because it's probably not a good investment. Why else would people not want it? People love supporting black women and getting the pat on the back for, black women, white women, whoever's it. People love supporting that.
Yeah.
Whether it's just for the imagery or something real. Why won't people do it? Bad investment. Never been profitable. You're getting subsidized by the NBA. Oh, okay.
Never thought of that one. Yeah, you can't run that play. And then think about the big three. I don't know if it's a contractual issue, but you don't even see the players supporting it, the current NBA players.
Yeah. I don't think they're allowed to.
Damn, they can't even sit in the crowd?
Ice Cube was saying that he came out and said something, and I may be recalling this incorrectly, where they had the same sponsors as the NBA, and the NBA got upset or something like that and tried to shut down and say, if you're sponsoring us, you can't sponsor the big. They tried to police the big three, the NBA. They're not showing love to the big three.
That's how it be, though.
If that was how dope would it be? Okay, during the finals, okay, you got the finals game one day, or you got the playoff game one day, and then you got the big three, or during the off season, you do the big, you know what I mean? You really start supporting it. But
they're not even pulling up. I don't see no artists there. Where are all these rappers at?
And maybe it's a sign of respect for Ice Cube. I don't even look at it from the owner's perspective. They looking at it like, yo, you competition. I actually appreciate that. Don't look at me like I'm competition, because that's exactly what I am. The problem that I have is with the goofy players. Why y'all ain't supporting it? I can understand why an NBA owner doesn't want to support, as selfish as that may be, or as I don't know what other word you would describe, but I can understand how an NBA owner would not want to highlight the big three, especially when you got a bunch of players that are always, every once in a while, every time there's a George Floyd, it seems like now they're getting convinced to start their own league or to do this and do that. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, where Hove at? I heard Hove slid too, but matter of fact.
Slid where?
He slid out the country.
Really?
After the Epstein drop. You see Nicki Minaj at his neck.
I saw that.
Yeah, they said Hove fleed. Nothing, whole empire crumbling. His whole entire, and here go 50 Cent. Here with some gasoline. Here come 50 to light it up. So yeah, they said Hove dipped out of here when that shit got dropped. They're gonna be quick to sling that nigga in them files. If he in there, he ain't got no protection. I don't care what kind of money he got. They're not gonna cover his ass like that. See,
they gonna protect Hove, man.
You think?
Bro, Hove done. Think about it. Jay-Z, just so everybody's aware, Jay-Z has been used as a puppet, and he's done the bidding of a lot of these elites. Think about it. He stopped the whole Kaepernick thing. He single-handedly ruined the Kaepernick movement. Just by going up there, sitting down with Roger Goodell, Kiki, and all that good stuff, and said, yo, we beyond kneeling. Look, the NFL, they beyond kneeling. They hiring me. It's Hove. It's like, wait, what? He single-handedly ruined that movement without even talking to Kaepernick. Then let's not also forget, after or before, he was telling us how, reminding us of how smart he is regarding gentrification and how we need to catch up and everything like that. He also allowed himself to be used as a pawn to destroy a lot of homes in Brooklyn that a lot of black people were living in to create that Barclays arena that a lot of people didn't want built. But you know what? They used Jay-Z as the image behind it, right? They use him for the symbol of, oh, this is Brooklyn. Like, yo, you should be excited. Jay-Z opening up the Barclays. And then you find out he got a percentage of a percentage, like 0.0% of 0.0%. You know what I'm saying?
I do remember that.
And it's like, oh, shoot. They just used us. They just used Hov. He allowed himself to be used to convince a group of people that it's okay for them to destroy your neighborhood, to create this Barclays Center. And what do you think they're building around that? Affordable housing for the people that were living there or that y'all destroyed? No, they're building Starbucks, Whole Foods. They're changing the neighborhood. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I'm not arguing whether that's right or wrong. What I'm arguing is that he's done their bidding. He served his time. He's allowed himself to be used in many ways from the beginning of his career that I think he's earned some protection amongst whoever's doing the protecting. What did Finn say earlier? How important entertainment is. Why do you think athletes get paid so much? Why do you think these actors and rappers get paid so much? Because wealthy people and powerful people understand this is perhaps our biggest weapon when it comes to control. You damn right I'm gonna make sure Hov a billionaire, all that. Yeah. Look at what he's doing for us. He's keeping people at bay. He's keeping the people stupid. Yeah.
Shout out to Ye. Oh, damn. We just saw Ye take a knee last week.
Yeah, but he did say, and this is the question. I've been thinking about this because I actually had a Ye video.
More conspiracy.
Huh?
Is it
No, not a conspiracy, but when people say stuff like, okay, while they're going on their rants or whatever you want to call it, and they say like, yo, if you hear me come out and apologize, just know that they got to me. Like, just know that. So his apology doesn't really mean anything to me. Until you start apologizing and telling me, oh, I said this and this was wrong because of this, or I said this and this was wrong because of this. Until you start doing that, then I just like, oh, this is just a finesse. I almost feel like I'm almost talking like we got to decode a lot of this stuff. Now, this may be conspiracy. Maybe I've gone down these rabbit holes too much, but let's say I'm outspoken about something, right? Let's say I'm outspoken about something for 20 years. Now, I'm not saying that this is right, but I'm outspoken for 20 years. And then it gets to a point where I'm just like, bro, they took everything away from me. Like, look, I've acknowledged, I've given y'all information, but I've lost. Like, I can't survive, whatever. Let's just say that. And then they tell me, well, if you do this, then we'll allow you to make some money again. And if I say, you know what, I'm doing that. And if during those 20 years, I told you, Glay, like, yo, if I ever start talking some BS that doesn't make sense based on everything that I've, ignore that and understand that, yo, they just got to me. If that's the case, when you hear me say something after 20 years, Glay, you looking at it like, oh, all right, they just got to him. But you're not looking at everything that I just said for the last 20 years as being some BS. You just looking at it like, oh, they finally got to him.
Like he had to fold.
Yeah, like he had to fold. He tapped out.
Yeah.
Bro, people tap out in MMA. Like people tap out. They go fight again, but they tap out because they're in a position where they don't see themselves getting out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see myself getting out of this situation. So therefore I'm tapping out.
But I was still standing on business.
Yeah, like that doesn't mean that everything I just told y'all, like, disregarded. And that's what I think they want us to do. They want us, when Ye comes out with an apology, they want us to say, oh, see, everything he said was wrong because he just apologized. I don't look at it like that. And you got to tell me, just like if your girl, your boy, let's say you got your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever, they do something to you and they apologize. If they don't tell you exactly what they apologizing for, do you feel like it's an apology?
No, they're just trying to close the convo.
Yeah, like, yo, my bad, my fault. Like, well, your fault regarding what? Like I need you to break this down. You could ask Maya, I need this broken down. What exactly, like, okay, at what point did you, okay, so you saw it this way first. At what point did you not see it that way? At what point did you not tell me? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need it broken down. Because other than that, it's just words. So
you're just trying to tap out of the argument.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. But I think I'm good, Glay.
All right, you got box breathing today.
Yeah, well, fortunately, we actually have an even better system now for box breathing.
Oh, you call somebody? You call a lifeline?
Hold on. Pretty much. It came here like an angel. It came here like an angel. So we're going to go through our same box breathing as yesterday. We're going to introduce it to BK.
Hold on. What is all this pizza stuff in the files?
Oh, that's what Hillary and Bill Clinton, that's what theirs was called, Pizzagate, where allegedly they were ordering like little boys or little girls, but like, let me get a pepperoni pizza. That's a boy. Or let me get a salt. Yeah, like, or something. Yeah. That's what Pizzagate is about. Yo, there's a lot to dive into, bro.
Well, how about this? And then maybe the chat can help. Yo, what is it? What is this thing with kids? Like, what is that? It's been around for centuries. What is this thing with children and people in power?
Yeah. When it comes to Epstein with girls, like, I don't know about, I'm not speaking on Bill Clinton and Hillary or whatever. I don't really know enough about Pizzagate. But when it comes to, I think Epstein really saw it as a tool where let's say if all the girls were 25 that Epstein did the same thing with, would it be as impactful? Would he be able to hold it over the heads of politicians as much? But when you now are able to hold over the head of, hey, you did this with a 14-year-old. See, one ends your marriage, maybe, makes you look bad. The other you see as ending your life. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so Epstein, I think it was just a conniving, strategic move to do this with young girls. It may have been some sort of affection or, some sort of weird fantasies or whatever. Yes, that may have been the case, but I think that it's bigger than that. And I think that with a lot of, when it comes to blackmailing, you want to put the person in the most vulnerable position that you can in order to get the most out of your return, right? So now they owe you even more. So it's a lot more, it weighs heavier, and it's a lot worse of a situation when you can put somebody in a compromising position with a 14 or 15-year-old compared to a 25 or 30-year-old.
I see what you mean as far as like the power it'll play and like the control, but I guess just from a surface level, I'm not getting like, what is it about somebody being like, why are you turned for 15? Like, what is that? Like, what is it about that we keep consistently seeing that, oh, she 15? Like, they're always in these weird positions with these, like, why not just get somebody who's 28, 24? Like, what is the fetish of the kid?
I don't know.
Damn, yeah, that's the part that, and I know it's not nothing.
If you look at history, bro, that's what it's always been.
It's always been like that in history. You can go all the way back.
You get the pure virgin, the young virgin. She hasn't been tainted, all that other stuff. That's just what it's always been, or has been for a lot of history. I'm not going to say always been, because what do we talk about history? History is only written by maybe you know what I mean? But we've seen this occur for hundreds of years, maybe longer.
Hundreds, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, yeah. I guess I like, judgment aside for like a half a second, I was just trying to be like, is something wrong with them? Like, but I keep seeing it with the same suit of people. Like, oh, they got money. It's always some rich white guy. And then all of a sudden, it's like always some kids around. I'm like, what is it about this children aspect of things that I'm just I almost want somebody to have an interview or a conversation with these people that have been in trouble for this stuff. So I just want to know, like, when you interview a serial killer, or like, you just trying to understand their mentality, because clear as day, it don't make sense to none of us. But why, when y'all make it, like, why when y'all getting money, why are y'all always in this position? Like, why when y'all saw a kid walk in, y'all wasn't like, nigga, I'm out of here. What the fuck are y'all doing? Like, what is it about? Like, y'all are always in this position when y'all have money or power. That's what I'm interested in. Like, what is this infatuation? And what did this always exist since you were like, have you always been into this, or is this something that you felt like they forced upon you? I just want to know from their POV, because this got me thinking like there's a special group of people, like, you know, there's maybe people that are special ed. I'm like, yo, this is a category of nigga. This is a category of nigga that their brains need to be cracked open. And the way y'all want to keep telling me football players have some type of issue or illness after sports, I need y'all to crack open a few niggas who be with kids and open up their brains and see if their frontal lobe is missing, or is there trauma? Like, because this shit ain't even adding up to me. I can't even understand what you doing, bro. Like, I can't bail you out of this. I can't talk to you. And Jay-Z, if that's I don't even know how we can even bring these niggas' names up ever. Like, if these niggas get convicted, not even if, when these niggas get fit, however it could play out, bro, because now we don't even know. But there should be, like, the way that their brand should be ruined, should be the way Joe Pa went out is the way I expect everybody to go out. I love Joe Pa, when he was at Penn State. But when I heard that shit he was letting slide at Penn State with kids, I'm like, nigga, fuck him. What the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
But I keep seeing that Joe Paterno. I keep seeing this. It's always happening. And I'm like, y'all, what is going on? Like, the gymnastics guy from the USA team, I'm like, y'all, what is this shit? And why do we keep, why do they think they're not going to get in trouble? Or why are they willing to risk it? Nigga, this ain't fraud. Nigga, this is different. You don't come back from this.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's been, my dad just texted me and he said, like, even in Gladiator, I forgot this reference, that he asked the general, you want a girl, a boy? I actually forget that part. But it's definitely
been around.
Something that it's been one of the worst things, you know.
They call them like concubines, I think.
Yeah, I've heard that term before.
I think back in the day when there were emperors or back in the day when there were kings, emperors, they would have concubines, and it was like these kings that would have. I'm trying to use my words.
It's like a side chick.
No, they were boys. They were only boys.
Oh, yeah. This meaning, I'm looking on Google. They give a different. Yeah. So this meaning said a woman who lives with a man but has lower status than his wife or wives. But yeah, that's little boys. Yeah, we've heard this has been the case. I feel like in a lot of like old history, I don't know if it's Greek mythology or different types of history, right? Like where I've seen a lot of like little boys,
little energy running around the house type shit. But they're like married,
little naked boys, your little boy toy and stuff like that.
All right, man. I don't want to. Yeah, I ain't mean to sidetrack, but I don't need answers because I'm good either way. But I'm just like, y'all, this is like when you're meeting. There was a guy, one of these streamers found a rabbi at a Target trying to meet up with like a 7, like not a 7, like a 14, a 13, and I'm like, I don't get it, bro. They say Jay-Z skipped the country, so I wasn't capped. I guess that was legit.
Hold on, I gotta Google this, bro.
Hove,
that's really true.
Come on, young Hove. You need some black guys
in love, bro.
There's no way, right?
As of early February 2026, reports that Jay-Z has permanently left the United States following the release of new Epstein-related documents are largely speculative and unconfirmed, while rumors suggest he and Beyonce are relocating to the UK for privacy. No official, verified, or credible reports confirm a permanent departure. Yeah, so
nothing confirmed.
Yeah, they said that they had reports from late 2025 indicating that the couple was looking for more privacy and considering moving to a larger state in the UK countryside. Now you could still say maybe they knew what was. You just never know because shit. That's just a couple months ago.
Like the mixtape just dropped. They out of here.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We never know where this. It's going to be interesting to see where a lot of this stuff takes us. Where a lot of this stuff takes us.
It's like the worst part to be right now when it comes to America is anywhere near the fucking top right now. That has got to be the worst place to be in. A position of power, authority, nigga, what? That's got to be the most, like, you got to be like looking over your shoulder type energy. Like, oh, damn, bro. The top, man, you can't even walk in the streets no more, bro. You're not even good in this hood.
Yeah. Queen said the truth shall come to light. We're gonna see.
And then what we gonna do after? Hold these niggas accountable.
Yeah, that'll be the real. Yeah, that'll be the real. Like, what happens when we, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they can't double back and be walking through fucking Macy's.
Yeah,
tell them niggas they gotta.
My dad told me is some grown men and women have always desired little boys and girls. I don't know if I said that this has been the case for everybody. Obviously, it's not for everybody. But yeah, this has been throughout the history. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, look, yeah, they said even the Spartans did this too. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I ain't got that chromosome, y'all. And I don't think we put niggas on the stake enough when they get caught up in these situations, bro. We don't. Yeah, a concubine is any woman that belongs to you that is not your wife. Oh, okay. Things you're just not going to get on the regular news. Yeah. And you can't even talk about this shit for real, for real. Of course, y'all know the black guys in the corner going to talk about it, but you can't even go to no other channel and really get this real authentic, raw shit that y'all getting over here.
Yeah. My dad's giving me all the corrections. So he believes it's a fetish, like you were saying.
Okay. So,
yeah.
And they all have it? Like,
I think a lot of this stuff is fetishes and then group mentality.
Like a combo.
Significant, powerful people.
Like, you know, like niggas like be liking feet and shit. I'm like, okay, like that don't get me off. I'm not a foot nigga, but okay. But is that the same? Is it safe to say like that's the same like the same way a nigga like feet, the same way they like
I can't say that. I don't know. I don't know.
Like a big booty Latino, then they like feet, then they like a kid.
I don't know. It could be a control thing. It could be a bunch of different things.
What Phyllis say?
I missed it. Highlight it.
Just want to hear BK say
it's not just a white guy thing.
Oh
no.
Yo, I don't get it, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, when I be seeing these guys in those type of positions, they be looking a little off.
Like a little slow or something? Like what you mean?
Yeah, like you gonna know who I'm talking about when I say this name, but nobody else gonna know. Like on some stovetop shit. Remember stovetop?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know how he was cool, but he was like a little, like some shit was off.
Yeah, is there something that happened with him or
no? But I'm just saying that.
I'm about to say, like, hold up, not my dog. Like, hold up, like,
nah. It's just like when you see them, you know, like different. All the,
a little different,
different, like a little, like could be super educated. Like he was a smart dude, but like you just knew you a little off.
The little maybe delayed in some areas, but advanced in others.
Yeah, like. Walk around, got a wedgie, but don't realize it. Like that type of energy, or like gets a girlfriend and is just like stalking her. Or like aggressive, like grabbing her and shit. And it's like, nigga, what are you doing? Fucking relax. You can't do that, nigga. You're gonna go to jail. Like the nigga that you gotta tell this to. Like they always got a little something. And they be the ones in them smart classes now. Don't get it twisted. They be in them smart classes. But they fucking off, like they off a little bit. And so like Niggas who be chilling be like, yo, what's good with your mans? Who brought him?
Yeah.
He doing like he trying to. I understand he trying to get her number, but he can't grab her by the neck, nigga. This is not this type of part. It be those type of dudes. So it just confuses me a little bit. Like, damn, like, is it all the off niggas that made it and then now they like fucking with the kid? I don't know, but y'all gotta go get this shit. That shit. And how do you talk about it? Like, how do you go to counseling? You supposed to tell your counselor, look, I like, or do we need to create an environment where they don't think that shit is okay to talk about shit?
I just think it's manipulation on a bunch of different levels. You know what I'm saying? So it's them trying to manipulate, obviously with the girls, if you're creating a ring of this where you have girls out here, you're trafficking women, you're manipulating, you're doing certain things to get them to think that type of way. You know what I'm saying? And then you're using that manipulation to manipulate and control another group of men who may be vulnerable in other areas. You get what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like this ring where, and then you see one person do it. Oh yeah, such and such does it. Oh, all right, yeah, it's cool. And then it just, yeah.
Like niggas didn't want to hit the strip club with something legal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hit the, you could put somebody up with go to the strip club, bro. Change somebody's life. You probably gonna help the kids that she got, and you ain't going to fucking prison and worse. Yeah. But it's like, what are y'all in timeout? Whose kids are these?
Well, the parent, I mean, even in some of the comments earlier, they were saying how the parents used to do this type of stuff, but this is no different than we've seen this with R. Kelly. Where the parents are giving like, yo, become the next star, become this. But in a lot of these situations with Epstein, it seems like, just based on the stuff that I saw, that they were doing, like they had a whole recruiting kind of network where the girls would recruit other girls. And then you'd have Ghislaine Maxwell. She'd start off recruiting the girls, and then you give bonuses. So that was the lady who's still in prison. That was, I believe, Epstein's wife, at least his girlfriend. I'm not sure if they got married.
Okay. She the one that went and found
a lot of the recruiting, but then they give bonuses to the girls if they recruited other girls. That's my understanding of it.
So this is network marketing.
Yeah, 100%. 100% pyramid. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about if it's a full pyramid, but it's definitely like you bring somebody on, then yeah,
you're gonna get paid.
That's what it seemed like. I don't know if that's like, if that was just me watching the documentary that I saw a while ago and then just that was my takeaway, or yeah. 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 But like we said, bro, the truth gonna come to light.
And wasn't this, what was that spot that not Alex Hernandez, the boxer,
Aaron?
huh?
Oh, Hernandez.
Not, maybe it wasn't Hernandez. What's the boxer? He got that quick left hand. That quick
Ryan Garcia?
Garcia, wasn't he talking about they was eating niggas on an island?
Yo, he did say some stuff like that.
When he was
talking about, yo, I know a lot. They're doing this, they're doing that. And people tried to say that he was going through like mentally, like he was just going crazy.
When they said he was he saw them sacrificing kids. And was this the same shit?
I don't know, bro.
The internet fucked up a lot of shit for a lot of niggas. I'm gonna tell you that.
But that's the thing, and you see it, you start connecting those dots, and it starts to, because even think about what you just did. You just brought up something that now you're thinking from Ryan Garcia. It's like, wait, he was talking about this stuff, and I think stuff is usually so, like, it's given to us usually where it's like, this will happen, then maybe a year later, this will happen. Now we're getting overconsumed with all of this information. So it's like, we're getting all this at the same time. So it's easier maybe for us to connect a lot of these dots.
Okay. Yeah. Unc said maybe you need to watch 50 Shades of Grey, the top selling movie, right?
That
the top
is
sold book amongst women ever. And it's a lot of that fetish shit, getting tied up. That's just never been my bag. I'm a regular nigga. Like, top, bottom, we ain't got to be here too long type energy. I don't even have energy to try to be anything more than I really am. And I'm hoping that you can accept me how I come. No pun intended. So I'm just not really seeing where this is going, because it's like y'all niggas a little too old to be giving a fuck. Like once you hit like 30, ain't nobody trying to be nothing more than who they are in them sheets for me. Okay, it's just gonna be how it's gonna be, and if we locked in, it's gonna be like this for 50 years. And to be honest, it's probably gonna start going downward at some point in time. I'm losing energy. I'm getting tired, putting on a little weight. Like it's just gonna be what's gonna be. I don't know what like facade. I don't know what y'all are living out. Like that shit is over with, bro. You look like the fucking high school quarterback. Like you look like the 50-year-old guy trying to live out your heydays. Like it's over. You are never going to be that guy on one of those corn sites. It's up. Like put that shit aside. I don't know where we are still at. These niggas have gray hair. You guys are still
active.
You guys are still. I'm so tired.
Damn,
I'm not even looking.
First, this is two conversations. You gonna get you some sea moss or something? Nah, we can't be. Nah.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not exploring anymore.
Yeah,
I'm no longer in my explorative state.
Yeah,
I had those times where I was like trying to see how many times I can jump back. All I need is 5 minutes. I'm good.
Yeah, well, my mom watches this show and dad,
right.
so
let's take that box
breathing. Made him uncomfortable.
Yeah. Nah, I forgot my dude's being a joint.
Yeah, so. but we gotta be. Put it this way: we gotta be as healthy as them. We gotta be as healthy as them, because it's not just that. This is why they got the ambition to run out here, the testosterone to get out here, and we got to make sure we got just as much energy as those people on our side.
That's just
all right, Glay, you got the breathing.
I don't even know how this works.
All right, so we're gonna get into our breathing. We definitely need this now on this show, as on every show. But let's be still. This was sent to us by Big Bro. This is another way to kind of do the box breathing technique. It's actually a combination of what we were doing before and how you would do the box breathing, which is less of a hold on the after you exhale, which I think is dope. So we'll get into this. It's a visual one, so you can't close your eyes. Leave your eyes open and follow the yellow dot on the screen, and we shall go through breathing in, holding, exhaling, and then repeating the cycle. We'll go through it for about 3 minutes. Yesterday, I sat on here not realizing that it just keeps cycling through. So I was just sitting here getting caught up, lost in it.
10 minutes later.
All right, let's get into it. All right, so
be still
and let's begin. Last one. Release that negative energy. All right. You see what I mean, Glay?
Yeah, a lot quicker.
You could get caught up though in just letting this thing played at least like twice as long as that yesterday.
Oh, so it's just not a little short joint.
Well, I think it just plays over.
Oh yeah, that's probably how they run up the views too.
Yeah, so it's only a 20-second video.
Oh, but it keep going.
Yeah, but I didn't know that at first, so I was just listening. I'm like, yo, damn, when does this stop? Like, I just kept going with it. But yeah.
Oh, and see, look, Ellie said it. And remember, Disney World got jammed up for some shit.
Disney been getting jammed up and stuff for a while.
They had like a whole ring.
Oh, I'm not even aware of that.
Oh, it was employees. They had back doors. They were grabbing this, snapping, and they were moving. They had a whole system because they got a lot of back doors and stuff for the employees. They had a whole system over there. It was like 20, 30 people in the ring got jammed up.
Damn. Let's go through the breathing one more time, and we're just gonna. But yeah, this stuff is heavy, bro. Breathing ain't gonna solve this. we
I want y'all to know, breathing will not solve it.
Breathing. Only stopping breathing. No, let me stop. But breathing ain't gonna stop this one. But bro, we gonna keep talking about all this stuff, bro. That's what we do. Keep talking about it. And we're going to see. We're living in interesting times where who knows where this is going to go. Who knows where this is going to go.
And we start getting into this stuff. I'm telling you, we're going to have to get this Patreon going.
Yeah.
Because you
saw that clip. Like, hold up.
You saw that clip I sent you on last week. They talking about they scanning profiles. If you get talking about them small hats, it's up.
Resend that. I think I remember you said it's on Instagram. You sent it to me.
Yeah. Guys said
I saw it. I'm gonna look at it again.
They was like, if you talking about us, we watching y'all already. It's up.
Oh yeah. I mean, shoot, that's why I got rid of my TikTok. I deleted the app.
Oh, because you was turned?
Nah, because I saw where the leadership they calling it, you can't even say Zionist in a certain type of way, and you getting labeled as an anti-Semite. I don't want to be on the platform like that.
Yeah, you gonna
YouTube
be on
is enough. Shoot, what they be doing?
You on the most wanted list.
Yeah, like y'all can have that.
We need to take this shit to Rumble.
Y'all can have that. Yeah, Rumble, Rumble, Patreon, Twitch, Substack. Yeah,
something.
Oh,
because what we not gonna happen. We not gonna get clipped and then y'all go subscribe to another black nigga in the corner. That's what we not gonna have.
That.
We not gonna have that, y'all.
We need some loyalty.
Yeah, y'all gotta ride and slide.
Yeah,
spin wherever we go. I'm expecting spinning, so we can't get clipped and y'all be like, oh, whatever happened to whatever happened to them boys? What happened to that boy? What happened to that here? Nah, y'all not gonna do it like y'all not gonna do us like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
they should have took the deal. They gonna deal with the cream.
I'm waiting for the cream to hit. Once that hit, I don't give a damn about none of y'all. Oh man.
Hey Glay, man, y'all know we come here to do, man. Let's elevate, let's challenge ourselves. Become the best leader you can become the best follower you can become the best all-around person that you can become. We know what we need to work on. We know exactly what we need to work on. So let's just start holding ourselves accountable and doing so. Strength and honor, onward and upward. Figure it out what you want to focus on. Maybe back into it, but let's move as efficiently as possible while we're living in our purpose, pursuing that purposeful abundance. Figure out what's in your bag. The things that I like to focus on: peace, love, happiness, health, wealth, and in everything we do, integrity. Got to add that balance in there. And Glay always going to come through, dumping that perspective in that pot. Now he try to switch his hat.
Funny as hell. Type shit.
Yo, man.
Oh, my nigga, bro. You know what we on?
Here we go.
Burgundy black boys.
They told me this was appropriate.
Huh?
They told me this was the
boys.
Okay. Yeah, they said this was most appropriate. They wanted me to like roll it up even more and just put it. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing it. Like, nah, I mean, yeah. Damn, nigga.
This shit crazy.
Hey, yo, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Hold up. We got some. You must understand that there's more than one path to the top of the mountain. Miyamoto Musashi. Musashi. You got to say certain. Yeah. They got cool names. All right.
Where y'all getting this shit this fast, bro?
Health is the greatest gift. Contentment, the greatest wealth. Faithfulness, the best relationship. Buddha. Come on, they got this on deck, bro. You don't think they prepared for the show just like we prepared? Come on, bro. They prepping.
Okay.
Come on now. Health is the greatest gift. Contentment, the greatest wealth. Wow. I got to look into that one. Faithfulness, the best relationship. Yeah, this Buddha one, that's probably the most challenging thing for me with Buddhism. And I love Buddhism. I really do. But the most challenging one is being content. That's what, but I get it and I know it, but it just can be a challenge to lean into it at times. But yeah. Disney, part of the reason why women worship royalty. Ooh, there's a lot. Wow. All right. Yeah. Hold on. We got Unc Pharaoh's Key, Miles Davis, Give It a Lesson. That's what my old lady goes to. Disney was a Jewish dude that survived the Holocaust. All right, so we got a lot of deep diving to get into.
Damn.
Hold on. So Mean Gene, shout out to Mean Gene, said they arrest Disney people like every month. His local, not national news for PR purposes. Damn. All right. Well,
taking your kids to Disney and you'll never see them again. And you don't.
We gotta do better, man. Yeah, we just gotta do better, bro.
Period.
We gotta do better. Yeah. That's
Period.
it. All right, man. Y'all know how we finish out the shows. Quee sent the fire emojis. He probably was getting ready to send them again just to let us know, like, hey,
nigga, hurry up.
Yeah, like, yo, I sent this at 10:20 or whatever. He said it at 10:19. All right, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow, 8 a.m. Glay, I don't know if you want to finish off, but.
Well, Abuhan said, did your mom teach you Hebrew?
No.
Oh. And then he says, I know your ass Jewish. Stop playing.
Oh. You see how he try to set me up? I'm like, did I learn? Glay try to set me up. Like, did your mom teach you Hebrew? Like, I don't think so. My mom better not know how to speak Hebrew and not teach me that. The nerve of her to not learn Hebrew. These are the most powerful, successful people in the world, and you're not going to adjust to their language and put me in the best position to be successful? How selfish.
I know I'm going to start putting my shit on the back of my head if that's what it means.
Oh, my God, man.
Yeah, that's all I got, man. Great class today.
Okay. But I am Jewish, just to be clear. But go ahead, Glenn.
What did I miss yesterday? What y'all was
on? We looked at the border issue, how that became a crisis. We looked at a couple other videos. Man, I forget. Let me look. What other video did we look at? The border. Oh, we went through Groundhog Day and some of the lessons to learn in Groundhog Day. You ever seen the movie Groundhog Day?
No, I see these idiots still do that stupid shit though.
Yeah, well, the movie I think is dope. I think it teaches a lot of lessons on how we can view life. Yeah, it's actually a dope movie, and I think we'll actually have more to take away from it now than maybe even before when I watched it. But yeah, so we talked a little bit about that. We talked about the border. We talked about the Epstein Files regarding
you did a pop-up Saturday, didn't you?
No, Saturday I just was testing out the OBS.
Oh, okay.
I finally figured out, and I got to actually get your stuff. I have to log in from your YouTube because you can log in from multiple Twitches, YouTubes, Patreons. Like you can log in from them on that one thing. It's called Restream. So I got that all set up.
Oh, I know. I heard of Restream. Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but we're still going to stream from OBS, but Restream just allows you to put all of the different channels in one.
Yeah, and it gives you like one key, right? Or like something where everybody can see. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So
okay.
We're moving along. We were supposed to move in the office yesterday. I got the keys over there.
Was you scared?
I could bring the computer over there and show y'all. Hold on.
You scared? Go to church, bro.
Hold on. Let me show y'all real quick. Hopefully the Wi-Fi stays. Hold on. Let me show y'all what we got going on. Let me show you. I got to show y'all in a way where I'm not giving up my address. Mine like that. Everybody gonna know where we live.
Yeah, he stay right over there.
People, bro. The people love us, man.
Yeah.
The people love us. Nobody wants to do harm to us. Hold on.
When you gotta be out of the OG spot.
Supposed to yesterday, but these clowns, they didn't even clean up the like they didn't even clean up the cabana. You about to see? I'm like, hold up. I text dude, like, listen, I'm about to tell him next week so we can I forgot to move the cable. I'm dealing with that. We were dealing with that it's been a mess. Yesterday. Hold on.
Here he go with his janky internet.
Yeah, there it is, Glay. This is how they left it. Now, granted, I took the pillowcases off the pillows because I wanted to wash those, but they had stuff on the table, like chairs on the table. They got this little, I don't know, they got the dog food or something here.
Oh man,
up there on the counter. I don't know if that's for the cat, but yeah. So it's got the little bar set up and everything, and it's a lot of sun that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of windows. The little bar. We're gonna do our wellness events. Probably have like a little part of the studio set up, like behind the bar, a little bar talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. It's got the double couches, kitchen table, got the little lounge chairs.
Yeah.
The pool right over there.
Oh yeah. That's all you need. They got a restroom in there?
No restroom. You got to use the group restroom.
Okay,
I mean the regular. They have like a restroom for the pool. You would use that one. If that was the case, bro, I would just shit. I'd have been like, bro. Yeah, we got it for the low. Yeah, it's a cool little setup.
Yeah,
but you can like people be living in these. I feel I don't know if anybody living in them. But
I'm about to say you don't have no confirmation.
Huh?
I'm about to say you ain't got no confirmation. Yeah.
Well, dude that was selling it to us told us that.
Oh shit.
Like the dude that was selling it to us. Because he was asking us questions, and at first I didn't want to answer because I'm like, yo, he's just trying to see if we're gonna be in there late. Because I think they said like by 9 o'clock because they trying to prevent parties. But I mean, I'll be in there all night. But then he was like, yeah, there's no bathroom, but technically, if you got guests or something, they could stay down there. You could have somebody live down there. We wouldn't know. So they don't police these or anything like that. They're not on it like that.
Oh, they don't want no parties. That's funny.
Yeah, like no late night parties, I'm sure, because there's apartments above.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard.
And they also a lot of people weren't allowed to rent these out because hold on. They're supposed to call it. Oh shoot. Oh man, I missed the call. Damn.
What else? The cable?
Press 1 to speed it if you need time to get. Damn. Yeah, I missed it. I told him 10:30. Man, I'm out, Glay.
All right, Glay.
I got to deal with AT&T, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow.